Well, would you look at that? I finally have the Nintendo Switch Online, which means I can finally play the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course tracks. Finally, like it's been, like I was like, I don't know. I really wanted to play these Mario Kart, I really wanted to play these tracks, but I just never had the Switch Online until just recently. So, of course, I've been, like, going on all the Switch games and checking out all the new DLC and all that stuff, all the new characters in the sports games, etc., etc., etc. So, finally, I have, the 2 waves from the Mario Kart 8 the booster courses. And there's only 2 waves right now, and there's a 3rd one on the way. It's coming out in, like, sometime this year, in the December, November, I think. But anyway, that's getting too much off topic. We've talked about, we talked about all the Mario Karts at this point, minus the first, like, 3 and Tour. And we've been recently, this year at least, doing Mario Party. Well, we haven't done the booster courses, the booster tracks yet, so let's do the booster tracks, shall we? So today, I'm going to be counting down, well, let's just say, let's rank the 8 tracks from Wave 1. So that includes Paris Promenade, Toad Circuit, Shoka Mountain, Coconut Mall, Tokyo Blur, Shroom Ridge, Sky Garden, and Ninja Hideaway. And then in another list, we'll do the Wave 2 tracks. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and let's go to number 8, which is... So here at number 8 is Shoka Mountain. Because Shoka Mountain is number 8 on the list, doesn't mean that Shoka Mountain is a bad track. I actually really do love Shoka Mountain and all of these tracks. But unfortunately, one track had to be number 8, and that was Shoka Mountain. I'm not gonna lie, I really love this update. I like the whole cave and the glider ramp in this track, and apparently it's supposed to reference the Mario Kart Tour version, which I've never played, so of course I don't know what version is what anymore. The track is a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. It just feels a little long at times, of sections of just nothing to do, which isn't necessarily a bad thing since that's Shoka Mountain, but when there's 7 other tracks to choose from, one sadly has to come out short. So Shoka Mountain is the one at number 8. And even though it is number 8, as I said, it's nowhere near a bad track. It's just as fun as any of the others. But like I said before, in my opinion, it's probably a little more boring than the other 7. But even then, like, if this is boring, like, if this is the worst that Mario Kart can do, bring it on, because this isn't bad at all. I've seen a lot worse, trust me. So, man, I'm happy that this one did come back. It was stuck on the weird DS for so long, so it's nice seeing it in Mario Kart 8, which is one thing I do like about Mario Kart Tour, where they bring back tracks that we haven't seen in like forever, like Shoka Mountain for an example. So, Shoka Mountain, it's a fun track. It has really good music too. I like the remake music. It doesn't sound too out there, and it just sounds like just perfect enough. So, not much I have to say about the track. Let's move on to number 7, which is So here at number 7 is Toad Circuit. The classic 3DS track came back in the Booster Wave. I mean, it's no Coconut Mall or Maple Treeway or something all zany and fun like that. But you know what? You're still gonna have a fun time on Toad Circuit. It's one of those fun starter tracks, if you know what I mean. It's not one of those dumb like Mario Circuit 1, Mario Circuit 2, Mario Circuit 3 type of tracks. No, Toad Circuit's actually pretty cool. We never had a Toad Circuit before until Mario Kart 7. I love all the little Toad balloons that are flying around. And even though this is a little bit, even though this can be considered another one of those figure 8 tracks, they do a much better job at it than, say, like, figure 8 Circuit from Mario Kart DS. Even then, that track, well, I don't know. Anyway, man, like, yet again, this is just one of those really fun tracks that I'm happy they finally, well, added. It was in Mario Kart Tour. It was like one of the first tracks they added in Mario Kart Tour. I'm not gonna lie, though, I'm not really the biggest fan of them bringing back tracks that haven't been in a Mario Kart game before. I think they should be bringing back tracks that came back in like Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart Wii, and Mario Kart 7, and they were just kind of stuck on those, like they did with Rainbow Road on the SNES, Yoshi Circuit, and Baby Park. Those were all in the DS and 3DS, and they came back in 8, and were all much better in those ones. So Toad Circuit not really having a home in any other Mario Kart except for 7, its original game, and then the Awkward Tour, kind of makes it feel a little funny, and this isn't the only track like that either. Besides that, though, this is a really fun track, and the song is awesome as well, of course. You can't go wrong with the classic Mario, or the 3DS Circuit song, the Mario Kart 7 Circuit song. So, yeah. It's a fun classic one, and I'm happy it came back, even though it should have waited until Mario Kart 9. Anyway, let's go to number 7, or 6, which is... So here at number 6 is Paris Promenade, whatever. I can't tell you how much fun it feels just playing a brand new Mario Kart track for once. The last brand new Mario Kart track I ever played was Big Blue back in like 2018 whenever we got the Switch. So it feels so much fun play, especially since this is from Mario Kart Tour. And it's like, well, I never had Mario Kart Tour, so I never got to play these tracks. And man, this track is beautiful, being taken in Paris. I like how Mario Kart Tour has the theming of how the Mario Kart tracks are in different like places around the world. It's like the Amazing Race. It's like, hey, you're gonna have to go to Paris now and drive around there. They did a really good job with it, though. It definitely is more of a starter track type of level, though, which is why it isn't quite higher up. There is some sections where it feels a little more flat than others, but man, it's still really fun to play on, and it's still gorgeous as well. Like, man, look at that Eiffel Tower in the background. And you can't go wrong with the music either. The music is just... It's one of those good, relaxing songs. Like, I'm not really a person who likes the relaxing music. Like, I really just think it's boring, and it's not for me. I like more of the head-bopping Piranha Plant Slide or the rocking Big Blue better. But you know what? This song is probably as good as a relaxing song could ever get. Because if you do it wrong, then you get Animal Crossing, and that's no fun. Also, what I like about the tour tracks is that it goes in different directions, as you can see. Now I'm going backwards. Like, I really like how... and then you can see all the racers. Like, man, this track is fun. It's not my favorite, but it's fun. So, yeah, not much else I have to say about it. It's a fun old Mario Kart track with some good music. So, let's move on to number 5 now, which would be... So here at number 5 is Ninja Hideaway. Okay, so this one and Paris could probably both be interchangeable depending on, you know, what the day is. This one, I guess, this one's a little better, but okay. But wow, this track is a lot of fun, honestly. It's cool going around this almost like Karate Kid type of level, where it yet again is another kind of like Japanese type of level. But come on, Tokyo Blur is the real Japanese level. This is the cop-out one. I like the track, but there are times, like as you see there, that I feel like the turns can be a little sharp, and then when you finally feel like, when you finally think, okay, the turns are better now, nope, they're still sharp. So that's, honestly, this one's probably worse than Paris Promenade, I'm not gonna lie. It's a fun track, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. There's just something about it that I don't... There's just that little thing that's just, like, bothering me about this track. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. They did a really good job with it. It's really creative and cool. I like the the Japanese style track of this one. It's a lot of fun, but I don't know. Like I said, it just kind of feels like another Tokyo Blur, but worse. And that music, I'm not gonna lie, the music is pretty bad. This is the only like bad Mario Kart Tour song. I like a lot. I like a lot of the others, like for example, Tokyo Blur. You alright, Pinkled Peach? Anyway, as I was saying, there's a lot better. There's better music. This one is just but whatever. They can't all be winners. It's really cool how you're riding around the rooftops. Like I said, they did a good job with it. Like, it doesn't feel boring like Paris, but it feels more harder than Paris, and that's my main problem. I'd rather a track be more boring than hard. But you know what? The track is still a lot of fun. Like, even though it has terrible music and sometimes can be a little bit of a more on the harder side, it's still fun overall. Like, I enjoy myself on the track. And, well, with that, there's not much I really have to say about it. It's a good track, and yeah. It's not my favorite, it's good, it's fine how it is, though. So let's move on to number 4, which is... So here at number 4 is Shroom Ridge. What on earth happened to this track? They basically took everything boring about Shroom Ridge and made it fun. This is another Toad circuit, though, where it only was in the DS, and then the Awkward Tour, and now all of a sudden it's in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Booster Course, Wave 1, whatever. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe now has the longest name, and then next to that is, like, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This track is a lot of fun, though, even though it should have waited till Mario Kart 9, it still is a lot of fun. Like, unlike Paris or Ninja Hideaway, where one track feels a little too boring and the other track feels a little too hard. This doesn't feel too boring or too hard. It feels perfect. And I love the highway themed tracks as well, and this one happens to be probably the most underrated one out of all of them. Even though it's not my favorite either. I'd take Moonview Highway over this any day. It's still a fun track, and I really like what they did with this remake. Like, everything just looks so cool, and I like how they brought the Toad's Turnpike cars into this track, like the surfing, the trucks with the surfboards on them. And man, the music gets way better than it used to be. The music used to be just pretty mediocrely bad. Well, not bad, but definitely a lot worse than this version. This one, though, since Mario Kart 8 had the blessing of jazz, they really jazzed this song up, and I really like it. It sounds a lot better than it used to, trust me. They took what was a meh track and turned it into a fun track. So, yeah, there's not much I have to say about the track. It's just one of those fun highway-themed tracks, and you gotta love it. So, not much else I have to say. So let's move on to number 3, which is... Wow, so number 3 is Sky Garden. Ugh, I really did not like this track in Mario Kart DS, I'm not gonna lie. It was just your generic, boring GBA track that decided to come back in Mario Kart DS. And because it's Mario Kart DS, they did basically absolutely nothing to change it, except make the music a little different and make the track look a little different. Make it look more like a DS track rather than a Game Boy Advance track. So I really wasn't sure why a lot of people would say stuff like, "Oh, Sky Garden is so far more superior than something like Cloud Top Cruise." Like, screw that fun Cloud Top Cruise. Sky Garden is so much better. I never understood why. But guess what? Now both Cloud stages are in Mario Kart 8. So, man, like, this is what the DS version should have been. not only is it so much more fun now, but it actually feels a lot shorter than it used to be. But that's because they added so much more in the track. There's no gravity source in it or whatever, but you have this fun gliding section at the end. They replaced those ugly cloud things from the original, and now they look actually like clouds. And, man, it just looks so much better. Like, this shortcut is so much easier to take than the original one. And they have Mushroom Gorge mushrooms as well. How did Mushroom Gorge get mixed up in this track? I don't know. I guess that Mushroom Gorge is so proud of the track that they had to add their little sense into this track. But wow, this track is amazing. Like, this is like on par with Cloudtop Cruise. And I even haven't mentioned the music yet. Music, yet again, was another one of those pretty mediocre, meh at best, bad at worst songs. Where, yet again, I never understood why people liked it better than Cloudtop Cruise. But this version of the song really makes me understand, oh yeah, this track and this song is actually, like, really good. Like, there's more to see what meets the eye, if you know what I mean. Because it came back in Mario Kart 8, it got the true remake that it deserved. Like I said, I was never one of those people who loved Cloudtop, or Sky Garden. It was just one of those meh, boring tracks, but man, this version, it's like on par with Cloudtop Cruise. So, like, I don't know. I guess it depends on which day I like which one better. The song in this one is definitely a lot better than the original one. And, like, I did not like the original one. Anyway, let's move on to number 2, which is... number 2 is Coconut Mall. I mean, of course it had to be at least top 2, right? Man, this track was a lot of fun in Mario Kart Wii, but they really made it stand out in this version. It was too bad that this track ended up coming back in Mario Kart 7 and not waited till Mario Kart 8, because Mario Kart 7 isn't really the best game to bring back Mario Kart Wii tracks. Maybe like Luigi Circuit and Mario Circuit, fine, but don't bring back Coconut Mall in Mario Kart 7. That's a terrible idea. But man, this version, it's a lot of fun. It is not my favorite version, though. I still prefer the Wii version over this one. Just a little bit, though. But this is definitely a lot better than what we got in Mario Kart 7. We can actually see a lot more of the stores now. They're all open. And I can drive in it almost. And everything will happen. Something I don't like about this track now is that there's no Mii characters, sadly. Not even driving in the cars. They're just Shy Guys now. Hooray. Like, I want to see Shy Guys. Boring. I want my Mii characters, not Shy Guys. At least Mario Kart 7 even. Mario Kart 7 even had the Mii characters, but whatever. I'm glad that they added the update where the cars actually move now, because apparently when Wave 1 came out, the cars didn't even move. What? You can't have Coconut Mall without the cars moving around and jumping and doing donuts. Like, that's just un-Coconut Mall. Something I don't really like about the track is how flat everything became. Like, the escalators. Aren't they supposed to be escalators, not flatelators? I understand the ramps, but, like, the escalators, they don't really need to be flat. Which, that and the Mii characters is probably why I still like the Wii version better than this one. But this is definitely a lot better than Mario Kart 7's version. And, I guess, Tour as well. I don't know. I didn't play Tours. But this one, I mean, it's a lot of fun. And the music is just as good as ever. Like, they changed a little bit about the music, but, like, not too much. Like, enough to make you say, hey, wait, this is a little different. But not enough to be like, yeah, this is a completely new song. It's terrible. It's awful. Like, Dry Dry Desert, for an example. It's a fun old track, it's Coconut Mall, and it's number 2. Not quite number 1, but almost there. Speaking of which, let's go to number 1. So my favorite, here we go, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Wave 1 track is... So number 1 is Tokyo Blur. Ah, what a fun track to drive on. It's kind of like the Paris Promenade, but like actually really fun. And it's not too stupidly hard like Ninja Hideaway. Man, this track is just like... This is Mario Kart 8. Like, man, like, this one is a lot of fun to play on. I just love everything about the track. It doesn't feel too short, too long, or anything. It's perfect. And it's beautiful. And it's the Tokyo track, not the Ninja Hideaway troll one. That's not Tokyo. That's just Clonio. I'm just kidding. That track's a lot of fun too, but this one is obviously a lot better. But, oh man, this one... And wow, would you look at that? I'm catching up to last place already. I just love how the tour track... Well, this one and Paris, at least for Wave 1, have different routes that you take. It's a lot of fun. And unlike Paris, where it just goes backwards at the end, this one actually has you driving on like some sort of highway type of thing. It's a lot of fun. And overall, this track is fun. And man, the music. I didn't even talk about the music yet. The music is just, yet again, pitch perfect. I love the music. I find myself randomly listening to this music all the time, and it's probably my favorite song from the Wave 1 tracks. So, yeah. This track is a lot of fun. The music's fun, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and I'm happy it came back in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Ah, what a good track to end the list off on. I hope you all enjoyed this list, and I will see you all next time. Bye.